Namaste.
Good morning, beloved of God. Right where you are at this moment, the light of Spirit shines through you. Infinitely loved by God, you are the light of the world. I'm Sandy, and I welcome you to Unity Spiritual Center of Waco this morning. And now would be a good time to check our cell phones and stand as you are able and join in our congregational singing.
I remember this one gets a little tricksy, but I did give you cues in italics and parentheses. Don't sing those.
Let us say together our statement of truth, which is on the screen. There is only one presence and one power in the universe and in my life, God the good, omnipotent. We are a beacon of love and light for those who need this spiritual home right now. And our vision, to awaken an awareness of spirit in our lives through the practice of timeless spiritual teachings. And our mission, raise consciousness, transform lives, heal the planet one person at a time, beginning with me. And our core value for today is oneness. We are all one in God and experience the interconnectedness of all life. And Penny will be giving us our daily word.
The word for today is imagination. The word imagination may bring fantasies and daydreams to mind. So much more than an idle pursuit, imagination is a powerful spiritual tool and an aspect of my divine inheritance. I am creative. Realizing I can bring into manifestation what I imagine through the power of my thinking and feeling, I feel empowered. As I focus my consciousness on what I want to bring into my life, I am giving shape and form to what I wish to experience. My thoughts and feelings, coupled with my faith and vision, become my life's experience. I am inspired to use my imagination mindfully, aware of my ability to bring my boldest dreams to vivid life. I visualize joy, abundance, and harmony unfolding, fulfilling my imagination. And from Genesis chapter 2, verse 19, whatever the man called living creatures, that was its name. And our affirmation for today, and I'll say it and then we'll all say it together. My imagination empowers me to envision my good. My imagination empowers me to vision my good.
This is time in our service when we have an fist bump, give a hug, whatever's appropriate. And even though I'm not wearing a mic, hopefully you can hear me. Those of you who are joining me online, you are a part of this service, and we always welcome you to join us. Our thoughts and prayers are with you also. So I'll put a mic on. Good morning, I'm Reverend Don, and it's a pleasure to welcome all of you to Unity Spiritual Center today. Together we affirm and celebrate our unity, our oneness with each other, our oneness with all that is, and our oneness in God. Your presence is essential, for each of you is a unique aspect of the energy that is Unity Spiritual Center right here, right now. And we know that no one is here by accident or coincidence. Unity is a New Thought denomination, yet New Thought is nothing new to the world. It is in reality a synthesis of the greatest spiritual concepts from the minds and spirits of humankind across the ages. In Unity, we believe that all people are created with sacred worth, regardless of culture, ethnicity, sexual orientation, and creed. And we know that neither God nor unity leaves anyone out. So as we open this service today, as always, we open with prayer, because God's presence is why we're here. So let's do that now. Infinite presence, dear loving Spirit, we come together today to open our minds, to open our hearts, to smile and rejoice at the music that fills this sanctuary, fills our hearts. We open our minds to listen to the music today, the special music with our guest speaker, knowing that we're each enriched with your presence. As we listen, as we just move into the music with energy, with love, with light, we say thank you. For as we look around this world, we can see so much beauty, so much love. Through our heart, this is where we direct our energy, our thoughts, knowing that is the truth of where your presence is. Love. So we say thank you. Thank you, God. When the disciples asked, how should we pray? Jesus gave them the Lord's Prayer, as translated from the Aramaic, which we say together today. Infinite presence, which is everywhere. Your name is sacred. Your kingdom is come. Your will is throughout the earth, even as it is throughout the universe. You give us our needful bread from day to day, and you forgive our offenses, even as we forgive our offenders. And you let us not enter into materialism, but you separate us from error, because yours are the power and the song and the praise from all ages, throughout all ages, sealed in faith, trust, and truth. Each of you is the light and love of God, spiritual beings having a human experience, and we embrace you today.
Our second congregational, can you back up into that, Karen? Is that okay? Or should we just skip it? Okay, she's on it. So we're going to do this one at the piano today, so this time we can all remain seated. We haven't done this one in a while, but it is an old favorite. I had to remind myself to make a recording for it so I can join everybody a little bit more completely. Here we go.
With you.
How could anyone ever tell you you were anything less than beautiful? How could anyone ever tell you you were less than whole? we're just going to do the tag. How deeply you're connected.
Okay.
We're doing three. Yeah, just go ahead. Here we go. How deeply you're connected to my soul. I had my notes wrong. I thought it was twice. It was 3 times. But I think we got the gist.
Okay, let me jump up there.
Okay.
Where's my script? We're doing things a little different today. Today, we've got a special guest speaker. We're going to have Lucinda, who normally does our music, doing our speaking today. And it's special. I'm sure she's got some music lined up for us and going to be sharing that with us. And I'd like to welcome her up here for that part of the service. So if all of you would, clap your hands and bring her up.
I'm just gonna grab my water. A little parched today. So I am gonna do what I usually do and start the talk with some special music and explain where that came from. So I'm sure you've noticed the talk is called The Melody Within. I wish I could say that I came up with that title, but I did not. It is actually from a song that I have known since I was maybe 10. It's not a very well-known song. It came from one of those like cheap budget family-friendly movies in the 90s, but I instantly just fell in love with it. It's very corny in times, but the reason I love it so much is it kind of runs the gamut of what music makes us feel. That is what my talk is about today. And so I'm going to sing it. And what's really fun, for me at least, is that you actually might recognize it at the beginning, although you may not know why. And I'll be happy to share that with you afterwards. And if you don't worry, it's in a different key than normal. But anyway, continue. Whenever you're ready, Karen. Music boxes have within melodies they carry with them. Once they're open, music fills the air. Every person you have known has a song of their own. Once they open up, you'll hear what's there. It's not easy, you must listen with your heart for what lies hidden. There was a melody locked deep inside of me, but now it's free. It found a place embraced by harmony, sweet harmony. Love more than anything teaches our hearts to sing. Only love can break the shell. Now I know very well the love within myself. Now, did anyone sort of recognize it? So it is actually the song that I play at the end of the service every single Sunday as the post. Didn't know it had words, did you? I love that song and I love playing it. And yeah, so now this week you'll be like, oh yeah. So I'm going to move. I'm going to get some chapstick. Hold on. Whenever I smile too much, my teeth get a little dry, and then they stick to my teeth, my lips. Excuse me, pardon me about that. Okay. So this week, I was actually asked by Margot and Dawn to share a talk. I've never done that before, excuse me. And so when I was trying to figure out what to do, I kept thinking, I don't even know. I'm not an expert on spirituality. What do I know about anything? What do I know things about? What am I good at that I do a lot? I can't figure it. Cooking? No. And then earlier in the week, my dad called me, and he said, hey, what's your talk going to be about? And I was like, I don't even know yet. And he said, well, why don't you just give a concert, like just a bunch of music? And I was like, okay, I'm not going to do that, but you've given me an idea. I'm going to do a little bit of a hybrid because there will be more music later. Now, hold on a second. Where did my speech go? So, obviously, what I decided to go with for my first ever guest speaking gig is I'm going to talk about what I do every week, which is music. And the power it has on us, not only emotionally, but physically, and the power of music that actually resides within us. So, when we talk about music, the power of music just goes back forever. Henry Wadsworth Longfellow called music the universal language of mankind. Khalil Gibran, who said, the music is the language of the spirit. And Plato said, music gives a soul to the universe. So I think it's safe to say that we're all aware of the power of music. We've all sung to the shampoo bottle in the shower. We've all blasted upbeat music to help us clean the house or get through a workout. But why is this such an effective tool for us, and who discovered it? Well, there's actually physical evidence of music making going as far back as 60,000 years. 60. Now, I'm going to have a slide coming up here. Now, this is a flute, or part of one, that is made from the femur bone of a cave bear, and it dates back to the Middle Paleolithic age. It's actually believed to have been made by a Neanderthal. So, in a very real way, it can be said that music predates the human race, at least as we know it. Now, it's hard to speak for someone who existed so long ago, but I'm fairly certain that the Neanderthal who made that flute was not looking to make history. They were just looking to make some groovy sounds. But the fact that they were drawn to those groovy sounds and learned how to make them 60,000 years ago, that's a testament in and of itself to the power of music. Okay, I want to tell you a short story of a moment that I fairly recently witnessed the power of music firsthand. It is about my dad, and he did give me permission to tell the story, so I'm not springing on anything on him. So many of you know that a couple years ago, my dad had to have some pretty major surgery. And unfortunately, he had some pretty nasty complications, and what was supposed to have been a 5-day stay in the hospital down in Houston ended up being more like 3 weeks. Now, I wasn't down there because my way of supporting my parents was to take care of my first siblings. But after about 2.5 weeks, my aunt and I colluded and decided to go on down there and see if we could be of any further service. So I chucked the doggos into boarding school, and we went on down there. Now, we did tell them we were coming. It wasn't a surprise. And one of the things requested that I bring with me was a pair of earbuds. My dad had forgotten his earbuds or not thought about it. I don't know, maybe he thought 5 days, whatever, Now it's 3 weeks. Well, when we got there, ooh, that's not expected. Dad was in pretty rough shape. He'd been through a lot, and a lot of pain. And it showed in tension in his muscles, in his entire body. If I don't look at him, I won't burst into tears any further. So I'm just gonna anyway, the moment that he connected the earbuds to his phone and began playing a song, there was palpable shift in his entire being. I could see tension being released from his muscles. He actually expanded in relief. Tears came to his eyes and he closed them. And he said, after giving just a great sigh, his voice trembled and he said, "Oh, it is so good to hear music again." And the gratitude was, anyway, he had gone without being able to listen to music for over 2 weeks. Now, 2 weeks may not seem like a very long time, and indeed, in the grand scheme of things, it's nothing. But think about the last time you went any length of time without listening to music. I don't think in my entire life I've ever gone a day without it. And that's not even counting the sugar sprinkles of music that's already in everything, and TV shows and movies and podcasts and talk radio. They bookend things and embed it in the what is it called? The soundtrack. My point is, music changes our brains. Now, there have been studies showing that the limbic system, which is the part of our brain that processes emotions and controls memory, lights up on scans when our ears recognize music. At the center of the limbic system is the hypothalamus. Hypothalamus, we'll go with that one. It is a part of a brain that releases dopamine. Now, most of us have heard of dopamine, but in case we need a definition, dopamine is a neurotransmitter, or a chemical messenger. It kind of acts as a hormone. And it's involved in quite a few of our body's processes, but it's most well known as being part of our pleasure and reward system. Many of us have heard dopamine referred to as the feel-good hormone. So when Dad had that moment of teary-eyed relief upon hearing music for the first time in 2 weeks, he was most likely experiencing a rush of much-needed dopamine. Now, keep in mind, though, he was also on some pretty potent hospital drugs, Thanks for letting me share that, Dad. Incidentally, do you remember what song it was you were playing, by any chance? No, it could have been anything. That's fine. I was just curious. I didn't even ask at the time. So it was only a couple days later that he was released to go home. Now, I'm not saying correlation is causation, but who knows? Could have helped. Okay, so we know that music elevates mood. Excuse me, I'm just so parched. Now, there are a number of benefits that music has on the body through production of certain transmitters from the brain. Music is reported to lower blood pressure, improve memory, sleep, boost your immune system. The list goes on and on. There's even some evidence that it can help people recover from a stroke and may even have an impact on helping prevent seizures. Now, that's pretty powerful stuff. Now, just as an aside, I do want to qualify. I'm not inviting for anyone to start ignoring the miracles of modern medicine, especially if you have a condition like epilepsy. But I do think that incorporating music into other would be really beneficial. There's a reason music therapy is a thing. So another quite remarkable benefit of music is that the neurons in the brain actually fire with the beat of the music. So when a group of people are listening to this song, their brain waves are literally synchronized. And in those moments, the connection we already have with each other is that much stronger. When I read that, I was blown away. I'm going to put that one right in there. That is, I think, just an unbelievably amazing testament to the power of music. Now, the term music is pretty vague. There are more genres of music than there are flavors of Ben and Jerry's, and each one just as subjective as the individual's preference and taste. Metaphor, I love ice cream. I'm really proud of that metaphor. Subjects are very close to my heart. But back to my point, you might be asking if music genre matters in all this brain-altering business, and the answer is kinda and not really. It's more tempo and pitch that matter. When we need to relax or focus, many of us are drawn to classical music or something slow-tempoed like A Day Without Rain by Enya, or basically anything by Riley Lee, who is a master of the shakuhachi. Wait, hold on, I got this. Shakuhachi, this is a Japanese flute. His albums are just wonderful, and they are able, you just find yourself centered and focusing or relaxing very easily. If we want to be moved in a way that can't be described, we might turn to Ralph Vaughan Williams' The Lark Ascending, or Debussy's very famous Clair de Lune, which has always been one of my very favorite pieces. I've never been able to play it, but I also have never sat down and really tried to learn. Now, Katrina and the Waves Walking on Sunshine, however, isn't going to help us focus on our homework. That is if it doesn't set your toes to tapping and your body to moving, and it gets you motivated and uplifted. The same could be said for Garth Brooks's Ain't Going Down Till the Sun Comes Up or Metallica's Too Far Gone. Now, those are all very separate genres. We're talking metal, country, and what was the other one? Pop. And even though they are different genres, they all actually achieve the same thing. What it boils down to is what speaks to the listener, what their preferences are. Like ice cream. Anybody else hungry? Yeah, me too. I didn't eat. Anyway, so establish that music has an effect on the brain and in turn has physical effects on our bodies. Again, why? Well, let's break it down. What is music? Well, that's an amorphous question. Well, in the simplest, most basic definition, music is sound. Okay, well then what is sound? Well, sound in its simplest definition is a wave created by vibration. The vibration disturbs the particles in the surrounding area, and those particles disturb others next to them, and so on. And that pattern of disturbance creates outward movement in a wave pattern, like ripples in a pond or waves in the ocean. The wave carries the sound energy through the area, which can be the air, it can also be through water or solid matter. I mean, every week we hear cars go down just right through those walls. It's solid matter. And sound is measured. Now, first is amplitude. Amplitude is the measurement of how forceful a sound wave is. In other words, how loud it is. As most of us know, loudness or volume is measured in decibels. For reference, a whisper is about 30 decibels, and a rock concert is about 130 decibels. And anything over 120 decibels can cause immediate hearing damage, so, earplugs, yeah. I keep them in my purse. Now, the second way we measure sound, and this is really interesting to me, is frequency. And frequency is the number of times per second that a sound wave vibrates. And this is how we perceive pitch. It's measured in hertz, and so the human ear is actually capable of hearing a wide range of frequencies, from really low down to 20 hertz, and really high up to like 20,000 hertz. So for reference, the lowest note on that piano over there is 27.5 hertz. It's pretty highest is 4,186, or, almost 4.2 kilohertz if you want to be fancy about it. Well, this is all really interesting scientific information, Lucinda, but what does it have to do with the melody within? Oh my gosh, I'm so glad you asked that question. Thank you. That was amazing, whoever did that. Did you know that human beings have a standing vibration? Just sitting doing nothing, we're all vibrating around 5-10 megahertz, just hertz. So when you hear someone say, I'm just vibing, they literally are. And you are too. I love that. Now, you know what else vibrates? Our thoughts, our emotions. Now, those bad boys vibrate a lot higher than just some neutral vibing humans. You know how the air around someone who is ecstatically joyful just sort of seems to shimmer? Well, only reacting to someone's emotional visual cues, you're reacting to their vibrations. Even if we can't hear those vibrations, we can sense them. There have studies on profoundly deaf people using where vibrational sound was fed through headphones and placed just behind the ears, or even over like arteries in the neck. And the brain mapping software that was attached to those headphones recorded the same reactions as a hearing person would have. So sound, even though we may not be able to hear it, still affects us. And some people, hearing or not, are more sensitive in their vibrational detection than others. So you often hear people referred to as empaths or psychics, and I think it's actually just a physical phenomenon. You're just a little bit more sensitive to vibrations than other people. Emotions vibrate at a range of between 417 to 440 hertz. Coincidentally, or perhaps not, most music these days is actually tuned to 440 hertz. Also, sometimes, though, 432. There's been some talk on whether or not 432 is much better for our emotional well-being. So you'll see a lot of meditation music. If you go on the Tube of You, you'll see 432 hertz, and you'll hear this wah wah sound along with the music that they've recorded over it. And it is very interesting. But those vibrations do align with our natural frequencies. I mean, no wonder they're so potent. No wonder music can influence us so deeply. So there have also been studies in our brain wavelengths at specific frequencies besides just the 400. Here's a handy little chart that I found, which is pretty cool. As you can see, most of these frequencies are much lower than music. So I can't really see. No, I forgot to put one in there. So at the very, very bottom, you can see the sound wave is very slow. We're not vibrating very much, at least our brain waves aren't. And that's delta. And that is 0.5 to 4 hertz. Now, we do not perceive 0 hertz because if we do, we are brain dead. So anything like 0.5 and up to 4. And that is when we are in our REM cycles. That's when we're dreaming. That's when we're healing in sleep. The second one up, the theta sound wave, is between 4 and 8. And that is what you reach when you are deep in meditation. And that is when you are uncovering memories that you'd forgotten, or you come to some sort of inspiration and intuition about something or someone that's been bothering you. That's one of the reasons meditation is so very powerful, is because you are literally in that theta brainwave. The alpha brainwave is around the times when you're trying to create, that's between 8 and 13 hertz. You're relaxed, you're visualizing, you're writing stories, you're writing music, you're painting, you're knitting a scarf, I don't know. It's creativity. It's something that is a wave that you are just riding into production. And then beta is alertness, concentration, cognition. That's when you're working on, a talk for Sunday, some homework, you're filling out forms, something like that. Those are ones, that is the brainwave. And then you've got gamma, and that is when you are having, again, I think this one kind of does go back toward meditation, but the insight is just peaking. You are aware of the universe as a whole and your connection to everyone. Now that one, that's a fancy one. And there's even a fancy one called epsilon, but I decided not to include it because then that's a whole different talk. But you can actually also find frequencies. You can find them raw or you can find them embedded in music all over YouTube. And you can see how you react to them physically if it's something that actually works for you. There is conflicting information on whether or not it's very effective. Some people swear by it. Who knows? But I thought it was fascinating. So what I'm trying to say in all of this scientific blah, 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 what I'm trying to say is that even if you have no musical talent whatsoever, you, in a very real way, actually are music incarnate. When you open yourself up and you share the love and the light that you are vibrating at the highest emotional frequency. And you are providing music not only for yourself, but for those around you. And they will feel it, even if they don't hear it. And we hear every week, we are all expressions of the divine. Spiritual beings having a human experience. I've always loved that. I've always believed that music is a gift from God. And even in its most basic form, such as from the femur bone of a cave bear, the complexities and significance of this gift have always been celebrated and appreciated. We are only now beginning to understand it. So I invite you every day to be the music that you are. Embody it. Sing if you got, even if you don't think you can. Oh, sing. I love it when people do. So, as a wrap-up, I am going to share the words of the late, great Cass, don't call me Mama, Elliott. She did not like being called that, so I don't. That's right. I'm going to sing another song. It's my talk, and I'll sing if I want to. So, let me get a little swig of water again. I'm so sorry. All right, Karen. That is the one. Yeah, that's the one. Go ahead. And I'm going to stay behind here because I... Also, she won't have to move the camera. Nobody can tell ya there's only one song worth singing. They may try and sell it, hang them up to see someone like you. But you gotta make your own kind of music, sing your own special song, make your own kind of music, even if nobody else sings along. You're gonna be nowhere, the loneliest kind of lonely. It may be rough going, just to do your thing is the hardest thing to do. But you gotta make your own kind of music, sing your own special song, make your own kind of music, even if nobody else sings along. So if you cannot take my hand and must be going, I will understand. You gotta make your own music. Sing your own special song. Make your own kind of music, even if nobody else sings along. Make your own kind of music. Sing your own special song. Make your own kind of music, even if nobody else sings along. Oh, I ran out of breath at the end there. Thank you. I've been looking for an excuse to sing that song for a long time. I am a big, big fan of Cass Elliot. So, with that message, I am going to take us into meditation. However, in keeping with today's theme, I'm going to stay doing it with music. I'm going to give you a song. And this song is actually one that I have always considered to actually just be a guided meditation set to music. It is by Faith Rivera, who is just a wonderful performer. She wrote this one, and she has a wonderful recording of it. So I'm excited to share it with you. Now, once the song is over, we will take a few minutes of silence to let those vibrational waves wash away. So I invite you to close your eyes, relax, and take a deep breath in. And as you slowly release it, release any thoughts of the past, any worries of the future, and let us only be concerned with the present. The power of now is always present, nowhere to be. But where you are, the power of now, it flows so gracefully. The power of now is always perfect, nothing to be. But who you are, the power of now flows oh so easily. Be willing to let go of everything you think you need to know. Oh, be strong enough to let go of everything you think you need to control. For everything goes away. Let everything wash away. The power of now. The power of now is ever flowing, connecting us all. to the one, the power of now unfolds so peacefully. Be willing to let go everything you think you need to know. Be strong enough to let go of everything you think you need to control. For everything goes away. Let everything wash away. The power of now. The power of now. The power of now. Now, when you're ready, open your eyes and enjoy the connection of all facets. Our brains were synchronized together during our meditation. And thank you so much for being here today. Thank you.
Lucinda. I'm vibrating. Now is the time in our service when we have an opportunity to give back to the work of Spirit through our offerings and tithes. We give in love and gratitude for our own prosperity in its many forms, which comes to us through God, our instant, constant, and abundant source. Will the ushers please come forward? I invite you to hold your offerings in your hand as we say our offertory blessing together. Divine love, through me, blesses and multiplies all of the good I am and have, all the good I give and receive, and I am grateful.
First off, I'd like to thank Lucinda for sharing with us the importance of music in your life and in our lives and how it affects how we feel emotionally, spiritually, and physically. Thank you. And I'd like to ask the ushers to come forward. And please join me as we bless this offering.
My gift goes forth on the wings of love, and it lands where it can heal and bless. It returns to me, multiplying a thousandfold, as the universe says yes, yes, as the universe says yes.
Shall we circle up? And please join me as we say our prosperity affirmation. We affirm the continued growth and prosperity of Unity Spiritual Center of Waco, and we are grateful. In our prayer for protection, the light of God surrounds us. I am the light of God. The love of God enfolds us. I am the love of God. The power of God protects us. I am the power of God. And the presence of God watches over us. I am the presence of God. Wherever I am, God is, and all is well.
Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me. Let there be peace on earth, the peace that was meant to be. With God as creator, family all are we. Let us walk with each other in perfect harmony. Let peace begin with me. Let this be the moment now. With every step I take, let this be my joyous vow. To take each moment and live each moment in peace eternally. Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me.
As we go forward this week, let the music flow through you and open your heart. Let the church say, Amen.
Can I just say one thing real quick? Karen and I were just talking back here. If you're wanting to buy children's books, Golden's is a good place to look. I've gone there before, and usually the books are still in really good condition. And there is that other bookstore, what is it, Braz's Books, which I know is closing.
It's closed now.
So
Yeah.
it's too bad. Anyhow, just a suggestion from the peanut gallery.
Thankyoubookstore.org is where you can get books.
Sorry, Lucinda.
Okay. Are we good? Okay. Now you're going to recognize it.